This country is great. It's the land of opportunity, and not everybody sees that.
My fellow Americans, in 1776, on the 4th day of July, the representatives of the several states in Congress assembled, declaring our independence, asserted that a decent respect for the opinion
So our
of
logo here,
mankind.
it was initially hand painted by my mother over at the hog site for the farm. It initially came with a hog barn here with the sunset behind it. We adapted it to the trucking operation, and initially it had a Peterbilt with a dry van behind it. So we went to a Kenworth with a hopper because that's more of where the company went. I am a veteran. I did my service to my country, and I'm proud of that fact. And as such, we've got a soldier here saluting the flag on every logo on every truck.
In this new crisis, we have a like duty.
In the grand scheme, less than 1% of Americans are veterans. So by fulfilling your military service, you join a pretty elite club. And I liken it to, any Joe Schmo could make $1 million and go buy a Lamborghini. But they can't put veteran plates on that Lamborghini unless they signed up to do it. So that's why I think military involvement and military participation, being in the military, carries such weight. When I was 19, I went to basic and AIT, and I chose the MOS of field artillery. And I completed my initial 6-year contract with 1 year overseas. I actually re-upped for an additional 3 while I was overseas. We were in Kuwait, so our job was to protect the seaport where we were unloading all the ammunition, and then we convoyed it up to the main airport in Kuwait, where then it was distributed in theater. Through that, I met a lot of really good people. I got a perspective, and you get the pride of serving your country. There's guys overseas with kids at home, and I was talking to a guy at the airport coming home from the bulk loads conference, and he's a dentist. He's a dentist in the military, and he's a partner in his dentistry practice. And his partner is getting irritated because he's always gone on training because he's in the National Guard and he was overseas for a year. So in the National Guard especially, the people going over there, they're missing a year of their life on their civilian side. They miss a year of their career. They miss a year of potential, making money, growing a business, their kids. So despite the fact that not everybody went overseas and, saw combat, I think it's always important to remember that they were still gone for a year, and everything kept moving while they were gone. You get home after being gone for a year, and there's buildings that popped up. You didn't know they were there. Kids are a foot taller. So it's really important to keep that perspective that no matter what they did overseas, no matter where they went, they still left for a year, and they signed up to go wherever. They could have gone somewhere where they saw horrific things, where their buddies, didn't make it back. That's what they signed up for. They still left for a year, missed everything, and, unfortunately, some of them come back and they come back physically, but they don't come back mentally. And, we had a couple guys that after the deployment got home and couldn't transition into civilian life again. Most of them with multiple deployments that are no longer with us. That's sad, and that's why I think it's really important to, do everything you can to help vets, once they're home. For me, it's employing them. It's giving them something to do, money in their pocket, a purpose in life, building a base that they can succeed at life. And that's not just for vets, that's for all of my employees, but also as business owners. You need to keep that perspective. You're not just here to run trucks and deliver freight. You're here to grow opportunities and grow a community and give people an opportunity to succeed. Some people focus on the negative rather than, You can go buy a truck. You can try to start a business. There's entrepreneurs everywhere, and small business runs America. They're the biggest employer. And yeah, it might not work out. You might fail. But at least you have the opportunity to go try it on a level playing field. Where some countries, you won't even have that opportunity. You won't have the freedoms to even attempt to do anything like that. You know, right, wrong, or indifferent, and there's plenty of negatives we could go into if we wanted. Both, you know, your perspective, my perspective, how the country's run, and some people share that stuff a little too much. But at the end of the day, we should all be grateful that we're here and we have the opportunities we have and the freedoms we enjoy. And remember that, you know, it's because people decided to sign on that dotted line and decided that, you know what, there's something worth protecting. There's something worth doing here. And didn't give up and sit on the sidelines.
So it is that when
That's awesome.
we repeat the great pledge to our country and to our flag, it must be our deep conviction that we pledge as well our work, our will, and, if it be necessary, our very lives